So a very fascinating thing has been happening in the Pokemon and crypto community these last few weeks, and this is actually my first video on this YouTube channel, so if you enjoy it, give it a like, give it a subscribe, do all those things. Maybe this gets no views. I wouldn't be surprised. The lighting looks like it freaking greened out in here, but green is the color of the market today, so that's where we're going to start this video. We're going to be talking about the crypto market, a bit of macro analysis, where everything's at, some fun stuff as well with top trenches these last few days. And we're going to be talking about something very exciting, which is a story that I've been keeping my eye on this week. And that story, my friends, is the story of the Kabuto King. So if you're excited for that, stay tuned. But first of all, we're going to take a look at these markets, see what's going on. So today, jumping into the crypto macro markets, we've had a very big green day, a day of relief. I believe it was yesterday. Bitcoin hit, let me go and see, what did it hit? $84,100, and everyone on the timeline was just calling for, okay, it's done, we're going to 69K. There's a lot of debate right now whether we are in a bear market or not. But if we pull up CoinMarketCap here, you can see 93K Bitcoin, huge bounce. What's that, like almost 7% off in the last 24 hours. And yeah, for the most part, most of the market is looking green, except for Zcash. Where is that? Where's that bad boy? Actually just flipped a little bit green today, but we are coming up off the highs. I think it hit $720 at the highs, and it has crashed very hard. But the run was extremely manipulated, I guess you could say. So always big corrections and things like these. You know, when your timeline is flooded for 2 to 3 weeks straight of everyone just talking about Zcash, and then all of a sudden no one's talking about Zcash, and here we are with a pretty big pullback. It's gonna be like a 60% pullback off the highs. So shout out to all the Zcash enthusiasts out there. Moving forward, where is the macro market at? This is a huge debate currently, and I've actually built a tool that we can take a look at. We've definitely got a very 50-50 split, I'd say, in terms of what everyone's thinking. Half the big analysts think we're in a bear market. There's definitely been a lot of signs that have shown, you know, certain bear market things, but also we've had a bit of a different cycle this time with a lot of heavy ETF inflows and institutional adoption and things like that. So are we in the normal 4-year cycle? That is the debate, which will be had continuously until hindsight is our answer to that. Anyways, moving on. So Bitcoin, yeah, let's take a look at this thing real quick. Bitcoin has bounced to, what did it hit at the high? It hit pretty much 94K, sitting around 92K at the moment, off the heavy low of 80K and just the recent low where everyone was like, oh yeah, we're going down further. And then all of a sudden we get this massive relief. There's been a lot of positive news coming out of the US with lots of things. We got, as you can see, Trump talking about power reducing rates, interest rates, which everyone is anticipating is going to be good for crypto, which ironically is actually not usually good for crypto and stock market short term. Usually those rate cuts kind of crash the market, but everyone thinks the opposite. It's usually when the rates are extremely low that the markets will run and have big leg ups. Yeah, there's a lot of ETF volume for Bitcoin today. I think I saw somewhere something about Vanguard was doing something big with ETF inflows or something. So, you know, overall, there's a bit of bullish news in the market, but, you know, a lot of people think this is just is it a bull trap or a bear trap where it goes, you know, the trap where it's like, then it's going to flip. And then other people are like, this is the confirmation that we're going higher. So again, time will tell. Now into some more exciting news. On this channel, we're going to be covering top trench traders and cool stories. And the coolest story of the week, oh man, I've been following this one since it kind of broke out, is the Kabuto King. He's not doxed, I don't know what he looks like or anything. I think he started this account in September and he's been collecting first edition Kabuto cards. So if you're wondering why the hell are you talking about this Kabuto King guy, this is why. Kabuto owners in 10 years. I fucking like this shit, man. This shit gets me going. The markets have been a bit of a sad place these last few weeks. So when was the big viral banger? This one. November 27th, he posted his Kabuto account at 1,718 copies. And this post, as you can see, went mega viral. 11.5 million views. All of a sudden, everyone talking about Kabuto, you know what I'm saying? And people thinking, oh yeah, it's just a cool thing. But from this came a very cool crypto initiative of which someone made a Kabuto Memecoin, which we're going to be talking about today. As you can see, if we go into terminal here, I'll put my terminal link below if you want to sign up. This is actually the best platform for trading meme coins. So much information with when coins are mentioned in big crypto discords and groups. So you can see when things are picking up traction with people talking about it in the crypto space. And you can also see influencers and crypto cold wallets when they're aping certain coins. You can actually see that on the chart. As you can see, this chart looks absolutely fucking spastic. But let me go to deck screener where we can clean things up a bit. As you can see, Kabuto is currently at a $6.6 million market cap. Now, when this story first broke, I think it was like 27th November, it started going viral. The coin was made 2 days later, 29th. The coin, as you can see, hit like a 500K market cap, came down to 190K market cap. We're stabilizing around the 700 to 1.2 mil market cap around there. That's when I actually saw this coin. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, it seems like there's some life in the trenches. And the coolest thing about this coin is that if we hop over to Pump Fun, there's been 83,000 US dollars of creator fees generated just from the trading volume on this coin, which has been donated to the Kabuto King to collect Kabuto cards. All his Kabuto posts are going viral. Let's pull up this card, right? So it's a first edition from the fossil set. I think it's 1998. And these cards were selling for between $2 to $3 to $4 a few months ago. Just a random, common card. Then all of a sudden they started getting traction on eBay because, he's collecting them and people are going, well, this is cool. I want Kabutos too. So you're seeing a lot of them taken off the market and this thing's gone mega viral. So obviously supply and demand is coming into effect here. And he filmed this crazy freaking video. Look at this. These are all his Kabuto cards. 1800 first edition Kabuto. Look at that. Look at that. I was like, this video is crazy. And then that pan, holy hell. So back to the ungraded Nair Mint Kabutos going for like $2 to $3 to $4. They are now currently listed on eBay from about 43 US dollars. Absolute insanity. I think this is only going to get more crazy, more viral. I wouldn't be surprised if we see raw Nair Mint Kabuto first editions going for $100 in the next few weeks. But back to the Memecoin side of things. It's become a very wholesome story in crypto and it's revived the trenches. We've had what did this hit? Kabuto hit a $13 million market cap just a couple of days ago. We're in a decent correction now. Kabuto King won't be minding. This is just a thing that was done on the side for him that's helping him with, continue the story of the flywheel of the Kabuto collections. But why I wanted to draw you guys' attention to this is because, as you can see, if we go into Terminal here, again, I'll put my link in the description below if you want to use Terminal to trade. But we're going to talk about this guy named Ka. This guy aped in pretty heavy into the Kabuto meme coin at 50K market cap. He's a call that's tracked on Terminal. So if you follow him, you get alerts to track him. As you can see down here, this is why I love Terminal. You can see that at this point here, what's that, 51K average buy price? 2.6% of the supply he bought, so 26 million Kabuto tokens. I believe he put in around 1,600 US dollars. Pretty heavy buy, for that kind of market cap. And if we come to the top holders chart here on Deck Screener, you will see here his position is 173,000 US dollars that he owns in the Kabuto meme coin, basically from his investment. Freaking insane. Pretty cool to see. This is why I love crypto. I love seeing the opportunities and people doing well. And it's a cool story because the meme coins have been pretty trash the last few months. But this kind of feels like something special. This feels like a real movement coin and it reminds me of a lot of cool OG coins in the big meme coin run that we had around December, January last year. So it's really cool to see this giving some life back to the trenches right now. So we're going to end the vid with a big shout out to the Kabuto King, and I want to see how many Kabutos this guy can get. I'm not going to lie. I managed on, I believe it was Sunday, to order a first edition Kabuto card, and it's just in the mail and it's currently on the way. So I'm excited about that. I got it for an absolute steal. US dollars, I got it for probably, it would have been about $5 US I picked up mine for. But yeah, shout out to the Kabuto King. We're going to stay tuned with his journey here on the channel. So if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, this was the first episode of DGen Daily. Thanks for watching. If anyone watches, who knows? It's ain't easy to start a YouTube channel from scratch. And in future, we will be continuing tracking this journey of how the Kabuto cult is doing. Here on the channel, I'm going to be covering everything cool that happens in the trenches with meme coin traders, big P&Ls, wins, losses, crazy things that we see in crypto, and covering a bit of a macro market analysis. Are we in a bull market or a bear market? Who knows? What I do know is that there is always opportunity. So I think especially with meme coins this time around, I believe, if we go into a bear market, there's still going to be a lot of traders and new people coming in to the trenches, but that is just a prediction. Maybe it'll all turn to shit like it does every bear market, but maybe this time there's going to be some hope because meme coins are fun and they make finance and making money fun. So they also make losing money fun too, which is kind of nice and therapeutic sometimes. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one.